Every day counts. Hello, my friend. This is Clyde. How was Palm Sunday for you? Some of you might have made it to church, and I hope you had a great time in the house of the Lord. Well, you know that many times when we have a big celebration on special days like Christmas Day or Memorial Day, there's always that question. What do you do the day after? I want us to talk about the day after Palm Sunday for the disciples. That first Palm Sunday was eventful. Jesus rode into Jerusalem on a donkey with throngs of people cheering and honoring him with songs of adoration. Then he went up to the temple and drove out some folks who were selling all kinds of goods, but at some ridiculous prices. So Jesus drove them out of the temple and had one last conversation with the chief priests and teachers, that group which was determined to catch him on any point of technicality. And he left them and went out of the city to Bethany, where he spent the night. Matthew 21 and verse 17. We know that he came to Jerusalem for the annual feast of the Passover, but he set up residence for the week in Bethany, in the town where Mary, Martha, and Lazarus lived. The next day rolls around. What's on the agenda? That day was quite a significant day for the disciples. They were about to be part of history, not like the day before, but on a more supernatural level. Early the morning, as Jesus was on his way back to the city, he was hungry. Seeing a fig tree by the road, he went up to it, but found nothing on it except leaves. Then he said to it, "May you never bear fruit again." Immediately the tree withered. Matthew 21, verses 18 through 20. These guys had seen a lot of great things that Jesus did, but this one, the morning after the big day of spontaneous celebration, this one was beyond strange. So Jesus was hungry, and he stopped to pick fig from a fig tree. Nothing's wrong with that, except he did not find one fig on the tree, and without fanfare, he did something that the disciples had never witnessed before. He spoke some words to the tree. "May you never bear fruit again." Immediately, the tree withered. Never a dull moment with Jesus, is there? What followed next was one of the most consequential question and answer exchange in history. The disciples asked, "How did the fig tree wither so quickly?" That's verse 20. That's a fair question. It's not every day someone speaks to a tree and it withers immediately, so it is quite in order to have asked that question. Well, are you ready for Jesus' answer? Truly, I tell you, if you have faith and do not doubt, not only can you do what was done to the fig tree, but also you can say to this mountain, "Go, throw yourself into the sea," and it will be done. If you believe, you will receive whatever you ask for in prayer. Matthew 21, verses 21 and 22. Since the start of the year, our local church has been exploring the answer. We have been acting on what Jesus said to these men. Let's be clear. In a way, I am inviting you to join our church in exploring this amazing experience. Learn today what we have been exploring since the beginning of this year. What happened wasn't scientific. That's not something that happens every day. It sure wasn't witchcraft, nor did Jesus pour poison at the root of the tree. So how did the tree wither just like that? Let me explain what Jesus said. You guys just witnessed a phenomenon. I said to the tree, "May you never bear fruit again." Immediately the tree withered completely. Let me say something that is going to blow your mind. You can do what I did. Yes, you can. It's not rocket science. No textbook or manual is needed. All you need is this. Have faith and do not doubt. If you get that correct, you can do the exact thing to any fig tree, or better still, you will be able to speak to this mountain, "Get up from here and jump into the sea," and it will happen. Let that soak in for a moment. Faith can do that? Listen, this is not the first time Jesus is speaking faith talk to these disciples. Remember when they were on a boat on the Sea of Galilee and they were hit by a storm? They panicked and they woke Jesus to come fix that problem. He got up from his sleep and spoke to the elements, "Peace, be still." The storm subsided and all was calm. "Where is your faith?" he asked the disciples. Luke 8 verses 22 to 25. That was then. This is now. Jesus is telling them you can do that too through faith. Here's your basic lesson on faith, guys. Now, faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. Hebrews 11 and verse 1. The last part of Jesus' amazing answer is equally powerful and challenging. If you believe, you will receive whatever you ask for in prayer. Okay, let us set aside withering fig tree and moving mountains. Here is the fundamental principle that Jesus taught his disciples that Monday morning after the dramatic events of the day before. My friend, today Jesus is saying to you and me, bring your belief in line with confidence in Jesus. Always remember, nothing is impossible with God. If you believe 100%, then whatever you ask for in prayer, you will receive it. That's faith minus the element of doubt. This is the day after Palm Sunday, and it is fitting that we are diving into the first order of business between Jesus and his disciples on the day after the grand entrance into Jerusalem. Jesus was excited to teach a great lesson that Monday morning. You and I are learning about the power of faith on this Monday morning after yesterday's Palm Sunday. Let this lesson be life-changing for you beginning today.